Good morning. Welcome to Friday. It's November the 15th, 2024. I'm John Zimney in the MNC News Center. News continues now with our top local stories. The death of a woman last month at Miami Hills Apartments in South Bend has been ruled a homicide.
Police were called back on Tuesday, October 22nd to the 3300 block of High Street to conduct a welfare check. When they got there, they found 42-year-old Joyce Montague, who was unresponsive. She was later pronounced dead. The South Bend Police Department's Violent Crimes Unit began investigating. The preliminary autopsy results elevated the case to homicide status. Exactly how Montague died has not been revealed. Anybody with information is asked to contact Michiana Crime Stoppers. Morgan Hopkins, MNC News.
A second person's now charged in the shooting death of a firefighter in Eau Claire earlier this month. Elizabeth Harper was charged with accessory after the fact and tampering with evidence. Rigoberto Gomez was the first suspect arrested for the shooting. Reports say 2 men had been shot in the incident, with one dying from his injuries. And a man is dead after a police action shooting in Gary, Indiana. Authorities say officers were conducting an undercover operation yesterday in the 3400 block of Maryland Street when a man tried to rob an undercover officer, then attacked him with a machete-style weapon. Here's Gary Police Chief Derek Cannon.
This operation was in response to a rash of robberies, which included threats of violence, money and property being taken that stemmed from online or social media attempts to buy and or sell items.
Another officer shot the suspect, who was identified as Shahud Richmond. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. A serious collision involving a Chevy Malibu and a semi-truck on US 20 left a driver hospitalized. Happened just after 1 o'clock yesterday morning at the intersection with County Road 21. Investigators say a 19-year-old Goshen man traveling southbound collided with the southbound semi. The driver of the car suffered internal injuries and was taken to Memorial Hospital in South Bend. The semi-driver wasn't hurt. New this morning at MNC, Pentagon leaders now implementing changes as military recruiting have fallen short of goals.
One change for the Army is the Future Soldier Prep Course, a program that offers a second chance for recruits who failed to meet academic or physical test standards. The program appears to be working. For the last budget year, Army leaders say almost a quarter, more than 13,000 of their goal of 55,000 new recruits, entered active duty through the prep course. Derek Decker, MNC News.
And fans of planting trees and photography have until the end of this month to enter Indiana DNR's Community and Urban Forestry Team's inaugural photo contest.
To enter, email your best tree planting picture taken this past year to the DNR. Winners, who will receive tree-themed prizes, will be notified via email and be announced on social media and at this year's Indiana Community and Urban Forestry Symposium, December 3rd and 4th in Indianapolis.
Autopsies will take place today on the bodies of the 2 men found in a vehicle that was pulled from the St. Joseph River in Elkhart County Wednesday. 30-year-old Theo Bean of Elkhart and 39-year-old Torino Washington of Bristol were reported missing on Monday. The coroner's office is working with the Elkhart County Sheriff's investigators to put the time frame of when that vehicle entered the water. And for another year, it appears the national rate of deaths due to drug overdoses has come down.
Centers for Disease Control and Prevention numbers show the 12-month period that ended June 30th saw approximately 97,000 overdose deaths. That's down from 113,000 the prior 12 months. In the 1990s, the emergence of opioids caused overdose numbers to rise. In recent years, fentanyl further spiked those rates. Some reasons given for declines are more common use of overdose reversing drugs like naloxone and programs funded by settlements of opioid lawsuits. The CDC says rates have dropped in 45 states, with increases noted in 5 states out west: Alaska, Nevada, Oregon, Utah, and Washington.
The Lake County Coroner's Office recently determined that a northwestern Indiana man who died after he was detained by police passed away due to natural causes. However, Riker Earl's family members and their attorneys are not satisfied with that explanation.
Earl's family says he had had a seizure, so they called police for help on September 8th. But when police arrived, they restrained him on the ground, and he eventually became unresponsive. Earlier this week, the coroner's office explained that Earl died of cardiovascular disease, an enlarged heart, and cardiac arrest. But attorney Ben Crump says the findings do not address the concerns surrounding the handling of this case. Sasha Nixon, Network Indiana.
Michiana's election headquarters, presented by the R&B Car Company.
People are still buzzing about President-elect Donald Trump picking Florida Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz as his nominee for U.S. Attorney General. Republican National Committee co-chair Lara Trump is pushing back on accusations that Trump's pick of Gaetz is a sign that he'll target his political enemies.
This is not a retribution tour. This is about cleaning up agencies across the government trace that the American people have lost faith in completely. The Department of Justice is one of those, and he has chosen Matt Gaetz, of course, to be that person. I think he's going to be a great pick. We certainly hope to see a confirmation.
And Trump was on the Fox News channel last night, and she compared the president-elect's selection to a sporting spectacle.
It's almost like the NFL draft going on right now. Whenever you see Donald Trump time after time picking a new person and everybody gets excited, everybody's paying attention. It's really an incredible time in America, and I think the best is truly yet to come.
And a local note regarding Lara Trump. She's going to be addressing members of the St. Joseph County Republican Party later on today. An auto theft and burglary suspect has appeared in Elkhart County Court for his initial hearing.
27-year-old Tristan McFall was accused of auto theft and burglary in July when officers were informed that two people had gone into Synergy Industries by breaking a window and fled through a hole they cut into a fence. The Goshen News says one fled on a stolen yellow ATV and the other on foot. The ATV was found near Adams Street, and McFall told them that he was innocent and does not steal, though he was actively on probation for a previous burglary charge. His jury trial has been continued to March 31st. Alyssa Foster, MNC News.
The Indiana Attorney General's office is reviewing 3 cities believed to be involved with the rising migrant population.
Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita is investigating some nonprofits, government agencies, and businesses in Evansville, Seymour, and Logansport on the belief there are organized efforts in those cities to increase the migrant population. Rokita says the influx of migrants could create housing and possible labor trafficking issues and is conducting the investigations under Indiana's Deceptive Consumer Sales Act and Indecent Nuisance Statute.
That's Terry D. reporting. The Indiana Community Action Poverty Institute has announced a year-long effort to focus on making sure that people who live in LaPorte County know their rights when they're facing major medical debt. The Know Your Rights campaign includes workshops related to healthcare access, charity care, ACA coverage, and dealing with surprise bills. More than 7% of residents in LaPorte County lack health insurance. Nearly 12% have medical debt currently in collections, and nearly 1 in 5 residents there live under the poverty level. From the Health News File, Indiana youth are experiencing a mental health crisis, with nearly half of high school students reporting depression and alarming rates of suicide attempts. Tammy Silverman with the Indiana Youth Institute's calling on schools and local organizations to help by training staff and to identify mental health issues.
For young people dealing with stress, anxiety, depression, recognizing and embracing those glimmers, those positive moments can help provide even brief respite from some of their stress or anxiety.
Silverman also emphasizes the importance of promoting mental health education, all to reduce stigma and improve access to care. 95.3 MNC watching your money. Wells Fargo's Agri-Food Institute is suggesting buying more generic brands, saving you about $17 for your Thanksgiving dinner.
As far as whether to choose generic or brand name for each of the dishes, here's what the report says. You may want to splurge on the turkey and the stuffing, because the brand names are only a few dollars more. It's the other way around, though, for the cranberries. The brand name are actually cheaper than the generic. And as for the salad and the dinner rolls, experts say go with the generic store brands for major savings. Victor Garcia, MNC News.
Yeah, in fact, David Ortega is a food economist and professor at Michigan State University, and he too says you won't have to dig as deep for the star of the menu, the turkey.
Turkey prices, they're expected to be down compared to last year. The industry has been struggling with the bird flu outbreak over the past couple of years, but producers are better prepared now. So you can expect to find turkeys anywhere between 2 to 10% lower in price.
Well, bird flu is not the only reason price increases this holiday season. Also stem from several factors, including the 2019 pandemic disrupting supply chains. Still, all these years later, droughts damaging crops and also global conflicts raising those overall costs.
Cloudy with a little bit of light rain, mist, and drizzle for this morning. But once we get to the afternoon, just cloudy skies. Afternoon temperatures right around 53. As we head into tonight, mostly cloudy skies will drop down to 42. And Saturday, mostly cloudy. But high temperatures back up around 55. We'll be in the upper 50s on Sunday. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The winter weather forecast calling for the possibility of more snow this coming season, but you can prepare now by getting winter weather text alerts. Text the word weather to 574-2595, 95.3.
Podcasts by Federated Media.